I'm writing a book about my family history, and I am utilizing the information that I find on Ancestry.com, family stories, and other documentation that I find as I go. So right now I'm working on Aaron Dow. I have a whole file back here of important people. Well, people in my family, so everyone's important, right? So this I stole from Ancestry.com from somebody else, somebody named KJ Richmond. Back in 2009, they posted a small part of Aaron Dow's life. And it talks about him, although he didn't graduate from college, he took enough Latin, Greek, and Hebrew and calculus to become the college president. But it doesn't really say which college. So he entered Oberlin College. The only Oberlin College I could find is in, I don't remember where, but it wasn't near where I have proof that he had gone to school. He lived in Iowa, he lived in Kansas and Indiana. He was originally a Presbyterian, then he married a Quaker, and then when she passed, his next wife wanted him to be Presbyterian again. So he did that. It turns out that as I'm doing all this research and trying to find more information, that there was a college at Springs, Iowa, named Amity, and it ran from 1855 to 1913. Somewhere is a book written by Marjorie J. Caskey, Caskey, called A History of Amity College, which may or may not be the college that my 3 times great-grandfather might have been a president of, even though he didn't seem to have a degree. I'm not sure. So I have looked for that book on several different book searches and websites. It's not coming up anywhere. So I've got a phone number to call the Iowa Historical Society, and I'll do that later this week and see if they have any idea where I might find a history of Amity College. And then I will peruse it, and I will look to see if my 3 times great-grandfather really did in fact attend, preside over. And it doesn't say, he could have been class president. I can't tell. The information I found was very ambiguous. So I'm having fun with this. This is what I like. I really actually do like it. I had to go back onto the Ancestry website to see, okay, genealogically, I think I said that word right, how does he relate to me? So Aaron's parents were Daniel Dow and Savannah Douglas. They were born in the 1700s, of course. Aaron married Amy. They gave birth to, among other people, Elizabeth Dow, who married my great-grandfather, William Bagley, in the middle 1800s, 1840s. They gave birth to Charles Clarence Bagley, who passed in 61. I was born in 65, so I just missed him. And Clarence married Annie, and Annie Josephine Deliria. Isn't that a wonderful name? And she gave birth to Edward Leroy Bagley, who is my mother's father. So that makes him, if I did my math right, my 3 times great-grandfather. So anyway, I love this kind of stuff. I really enjoy it. I've had it sitting here in front of me all summer, and I haven't done anything with it. I did write earlier tonight, I wrote a whole chapter on Dr. John Blevins. That's on my grandma's side, my mom's grandma. And I wrote quite a little bit about him. I had more history on him. He was in the Civil War, and I was able to find the battle summaries of Pleasant Hill. I knew that he was under Commander whomever, and so I found that, and of course his obituary had amazing information in it. Isn't he a good-looking guy? My mom has that sword. And he was part of the Illinois Volunteer, the 49th Regiment. And so I took all of this information, lots of this information, not all of it, lots of this information, and I decoded it and took out all the website links and put that into his story in he's got, everyone has their own chapter in my book. So Dr. John Curtis, I worked on him for quite a little while today, and if you remember, I went and visited his grave back in Cove, Union, Oregon, earlier this spring. So, or earlier this summer, I guess it was July. So anyway, that's what I'm doing, and I'm having an awful lot of fun doing it, and I will keep you posted.